was explaining a little earlier, has been held over, wasn't asked to be played on Tuesday. Most times the top half of the draw is completed on the Tuesday and the bottom half of the draw across all 5 disciplines is completed on the Wednesday. But because Zheng and Huang were in the final in Kumamoto and couldn't travel until Monday, they're given an extra day to recover and then play their first round match on Wednesday. So Yamashita and Shinoya awaits the winners of this next match. So, Zheng Qiwei and Wang Yaxiong may not be world champions any longer, having lost in the final of the World Championships in Copenhagen earlier this year. Lost out to So Seung-jae and Che Yu-jung in a thrilling final. As far as the Danes are concerned, well, they were European Games bronze medalists, lost out to the eventual gold medalists, Tardelin and Peak. This will be a 5th meeting between these two pairs, and if you're a Danish fan, that's a little ominous, isn't it?
It's black.
So the Danes have won the toss of the coin and have chosen to serve. Never beaten their opponents, the Danes, but the last time they played, which was over a year ago, like in 2022, the French Open, it was 3 games in the Stade Pierre de Coubertin in Paris. Well, this is Matthias Christiansen. He's 29 years of age, from the island of Bornholm in the Baltic Sea, just off the south coast of Sweden. They went down 1 place in the world rankings published yesterday, went down to number 10. They did spend 1 week at number 8, though, in the world ranking. That was just last month. First appearance as a pair at the China Masters. Alexandra Bøje will turn 24 next month. She's from the medieval town of Horsens in East Jutland. 2 titles this year for the Danish pair. The Spain Masters and their biggest result so far, the Singapore Super 750 event. Well, this is Wang Yaxiong. She's been in 3 finals at the China Masters with 3 different partners, so that's pretty special, isn't it? The 29-year-old from Puzhou, southwest Xinjiang province in East China. And they are world #1s. And as far as they're concerned, well, last week they won their 5th title of the year when playing in their 8th final of 2023. Zheng Qiwei is 26 years of age, so he's the younger of the 2, born in the port city of Wenzhou. And Wenzhou means mild and pleasant land. It's rather nice, isn't it?
Ready to play.
So our umpire for this one is Latif Johari of Indonesia, and the service judge Manfred Shum from Hong Kong, China. Danish coaches. Yep, they're just confirming the drift, sideways drift. Coaches Kenneth Johannesson and Thomas Stanborg.
Players ready? Ladies and gentlemen, on your right, Matthias Christiansen and Alexander Bøje, Denmark. And on my left, Zheng and Huang China. Alexander Bøje to serve to Zheng. Level. Play.
So the Danes far side of the court getting this first round match underway against the world #1s, the 3-time former world champions Zheng and Huang. Wow, that's a good start by the Danes. So Chris, what do you think the Danes, I mean obviously they're up against it, they've never beaten their opponents of today, but what do you think they should be trying to do tactically?
I mean the first thing, although head-to-heads obviously are very one-sided, 4-0, they have to believe that they can win. They have to. It sounds silly, but they're going to be, you know, they've got the crowd against them, they're playing the best player in the world. The other thing is, it's integral. They can't afford to get on the defence for long periods of the game because the Chinese, their attack is so good, but also when they are, I mean, that is so quick on the net because it's not even loose. But when the Danes do attack, although Christiansen does have a big smash, he can't simply just use the big smash. He's going to have variation and placement to set his partner up at the net to make some good interceptions.
But, you know, you say the Danes have got to believe. I mean, you can't just buy belief, can you? A belief is earned.
Yep, and that comes from the right choices at the right times, as in, you can't think you have to be incredible. As soon as you think you have to be incredible, you're going for too much, you're trying too much. But then on the flip side, if you're too passive and you're hoping the game's going to come to you, it's also not going to work. So you've got to be calm and constructive with the way that you're playing the rally. And if it takes another 4 shots to win the rally, well, that's fine, as long as obviously you do win the rally. And sometimes you get the pair who's lower ranked forcing it and trying almost so hard to win the rally that they gift their opponent a simple mistake. And absolutely plumb on the line.
4-2.
So you were also saying that the Chinese pair, their attack is pretty potent. I think that's goes without saying for anybody that's watched them many times before, and both you and I obviously have. How do you stop them getting on the attack? What have you got to do to stop them?
Well, this is the thing a lot of players struggle with, because when they do have the attack, you've got obviously the incredible speed. Wei, like, he is the fastest male doubles player in the world. I mean, possibly one of the fastest ever. How do you stop a speeding bullet? I mean, it's such a difficult thing. You want to try and keep him below tape. You've got to keep him moving. You've got to try and get him off balance. But it's a lot easier said than done. I mean, at the moment, we're 3 minutes into the match, and it's already 7-2. And you've got the number 10 in the world who have won a 750 previously this year. And at the moment, they're just struggling.
Yes, when they won their 750 events in Singapore, they beat Watanabe and Higashino in the final. And in the second round, they had beaten Puavara Nukro and Tedrat Tanachai. So, I mean, it's not, that wasn't a fluke win in Singapore, was it?
Definitely not. They played absolutely incredible. I think tactically, they were so focused, and they played tactically so well. Worked so well together as well, covered each other really well.
That's an error on serve.
Serve 8-4.
Good rally. nicely done. And I think that's also something that the Danes should try and do, Chris, is get Bøje to the front of the court. She must stand her ground. She must try and challenge Huang at the front of the court.
Yeah, she definitely, she can't hide. If she does at any point, let's say, lose a fraction of confidence and hesitates or tries to allow Christiansen to cover her, it's even bigger challenge. She's a fantastic net player, and when she's big and bold and she's active and she's looking for the shuttle, she's really, really good.
Good rally. Yeah. Both the Chinese players closed down the court from the mid-court area so well. Look where Zheng Wei was hitting that final shot from.
Yeah. Huang, she did incredible. The brush, and then when she looked off round the head, great interception. Brilliant. For me now, the Danes have definitely settled. I think the first 4-ish points, they maybe a little bit slow to settle, but now playing to a good level, and it's almost point for point.
Now, she may have made the mistake there, but I think that's the sort of thing that Bøje should be trying to do. She's got to say to her opponents by her attempted interceptions, you know, I'm dangerous here.
You want to put some fear in your opponents so that they can't just play what they want to play, because you're sharp, you're ready, you're active at the net. And she missed it by a fraction.
Yeah. That's exactly what the Danes need to do.
So Christiansen, he is timing it very well. Some of the previous matches I've seen today, a few players, especially early on, down that side, have struggled a little bit with their timing. He hasn't at all. Hitting it very hard from that end.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a service error each for both of the Danes. And that gifts the advantage, the 2-point advantage, to Zheng Wei and Huang Yaxiong at the beginning of this opening game.
Ja, rykker så bare op med det. Og så hvis du er for langt, så stå på defensivt. De har ikke slået en ned på os nu. Okay? Ja, fortsætter med de der variationer på vores server især, ikke? Ja. Så lige være rigtig skarp, især hvis, når du returnerer. Hvad Bøje hun skal bagefter. Eller hvad du har på det.
20 seconds, court 1. 20 seconds. (11-9). Play.
So it's a 2-point advantage for the world number ones. Oh my goodness, that's a good smash from Zheng Wei.
12-9.
Brilliant variation on the serve, and then the final placing on that attack. Pinpoint precision in between both Danish players.
Looks fast playing conditions to me, Chris.
Yeah, I think it's got warmer. The first couple of matches, when there was definitely nowhere near as big a crowd as this, the conditions, especially in the ladies' doubles, were a lot slower, whereas now I would say it feels warmer as well.
I like the idea. Trying the slice, the variation on the attacking shot. And again. Yeah.
Serve 11.
Good rally
13.
overall. Great moves there from Bøje. Reads this really well and steps in. Takes it early.
Out. Serve 14-11.
Well, it's the third service error by the Danes.
Wipe the park, please.
And I think the faster playing conditions, if we're right on that,
12,
is helping the Danes.
in the center. In the center.
Brilliant follow-up here from Christiansen chasing forward. But I do think he's timing it probably the best out of any player I've seen so far today overhead. He's hitting it very, very hard.
Thank you.
Just making his attack very dangerous. He's also using some variation as well, unsettling the Chinese defense.
Wow. Oh, there's a challenge here.
Zheng challenges ball
Now, I
8.
saw that as good. But we're at an angle. And there's some considerable distance away from the field of play. The challenge from Zheng Qiwei was immediate, which tends to make me think I was probably wrong. He was absolutely right. Great challenge.
Correction out. Serve 15-12. Play.
Beautiful. Finds the gap.
Serve 13-16.
It's always very difficult, I think, for
Serve
players who are in the final the previous week, the World Tour event the previous week. And this isn't a particularly short journey from Kumamoto to Shenzhen.
And also, this is a very tough first round. I know they're 1-on-1s, but still they're playing a pair that just aren't seeded. So they're playing one of the other pairs, one of the toughest first rounds they could have had in theory. So it's very tough for them. Yeah, they would have had almost a travel day on the Monday. Hopefully got a chance to hit in the hall yesterday.
Well, there was competition yesterday, wasn't there? So they probably didn't. And it took you and I all day, didn't it, to travel from Kumamoto to Shenzhen?
Yep,
It's 4 days travel.
It's quite a long journey.
18-14. Serve 15-18. Service fault called.
Oh, service
too
fault
high.
called too high.
Serve
Called on Christiansen.
Get up all the
19-15.
service mistakes, faults so far from the Danes. It's kind of the difference between the two pairs.
Yeah. Frustration overflowing there from Mathias Christiansen. Game point opportunities. Just needed the one. 21-15. Umpire confirms that scoreline. 15 minutes only. And that is so sharp from Huang. Absolutely brilliant.
Lad os lige starte. Vi har masser af muligheder derinde. Vi får nogle gode løft. Vi får den også arbejdet med. Ja, vi har nogle misser. Det er stadigvæk en god præmis. Spillet som overordnet set virker. Det er bare lige, vi skal lige være lidt mere skærpet. Det er også lidt mere positivt. Det skal nok komme. Det skal nok komme. Han svipper ret meget for ulige sige på dig. Bare lige sådan, okay? Hey, kom nu lige tænke. Det er 5, ja, det er 5 point. Ja. Du bliver ved med at rykke. Ja. Ligesom du gjorde. Ja.
Vi bliver nødt til bare at rykke på det. Det er vores eneste chance.
Og så stå på plads foran. Når du kommer på tredjebolden, hvis du bare er det mindste. Fordi de stiller sig rent faktisk rigtig meget sådan. Er du heroppe, så må du gerne være offensiv. Du får flest dernede for deres retur. Og deres returer, de går meget rundt om lige på siderne af dig, ikke? Ja. Og det er næsten lige før bare at dedikere dig til den ene og til den anden. Kom ind og stop den af foran. Ja. Positivt nu, når vi går herind, ikke også? Vi har variation på vores saver, selvom vi bliver dømt, det er ligegyldigt. Vi fortsætter. Okay?
20 seconds.
Ja, kom så her. Kom nu.
20 seconds.
So one game to the goods. The world number ones, Zheng and Huang.
Second game. Level. Play.
Well, I thought it was very, very interesting, that 2-minute timeout and the coaching by Kenneth Jonassen, the national coach for Denmark, because the body language of Mathias Christiansen I didn't think was particularly good. He had his head down. He didn't get involved in the dialogue at all, whereas his partner, Alexandra Bøje, did talk back and was involved in the discussion and the decision-making process. It seemed to me that Christiansen was so livid with what happened at the end of the opening game. He got faulted on serve, then he got aced on his opponent's serve to him. This is such a good rally. It's got to be the longest rally of the match as well. Oh, they both left it for the other.
2-1.
Yeah, I'm sure I couldn't understand any of what Kenneth said, unfortunately, but I'm sure whatever he said, you know, he is such a world-class coach. He would have said the right stuff because they look so much more, Christiansen, he looks so much more motivated. He looks like he switched right back on, so he had that lull at the very end where he obviously was very frustrated at the end of the first game and quite quiet in the talk or the discussion. But he's back and he's ready. So whatever Kenneth said, you know, it's 100% work.
Yeah.
Good move there, Christiansen, and it's the right shot. It's where the gap is. Just didn't have to be quite as tight as that.
On the China Masters, this young lady, back in 2014 with Lu Kai. A couple of women's doubles finals too. Did you know that, Chris?
women's doubles, I wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
I do remember her and Lukai. They were a fantastic pair.
Well, she was in 2 finals in 2014. Lost the women's doubles final with CHN. And she was in the women's doubles final 2 years after that with Tang Jinhua. So that's pretty impressive form at the China Masters. Well, that's 5 points they've gifted with either service errors or service faults, the Danes.
Matthias Christiansen challenges, falls out.
I think this one was in. I think the line read maybe slightly unsighted. Christiansen definitely thought it was in. How quick he challenged it, but I do think it clipped the line. I think the drift almost brought it back in.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
Correction in.
Good challenge.
Sarsoda 4.
And of course, when they won their Super 750 event, the Danes, that was in a very drifty arena, the Singapore Open. It's a wonderful arena, but it is rather drifty, isn't it?
It's a very, very difficult hall to play in and drifty hall, and I think they did so well, the way they were so disciplined with the tactical choices they made. I have to say Christiansen especially, he covered the court really well and pushed up a lot, which
5-0.
doesn't always do to that same extent, so tactically they definitely changed their game for the hall.
Just enough pace on that to make it awkward for Bøje. Good rally. Oh, wonderful defence. That is simply brilliant from Zheng.
How he can generate, we saw that a few times last week, where he can just punch that shuttle so powerfully across. And he was almost in a little bit of trouble there. I think that's why Bøje went to cover a forehand. She didn't think it was possible for him to play that shot.
Sarsoda 6-7.
It's a wonderful atmosphere here. First round competition. Very good crowd in.
It's important for the Danes to push up when they get the chance, but there, Bøje, she's just got it slightly wrong. Zheng was just on balance enough that he could hit that big smash, and when they're chasing forward, it just disrupted the partnership for the Danes slightly.
Yeah, I like that. That was all about angle rather than power. In fact, I think he deliberately hit that smash a little softer. It's good variation. This one.
8-all.
Working there from Christiansen and just working the rally. Calmly, composed, just to make his opponents lift.
Oh, just snatched at that one.
Saxova, 9-8.
All previous China Masters mixed doubles titles, Chris, have gone to Chinese pairs. That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, that is quite incredible. I do think often the Chinese players in China,
Another
Zheng
challenge.
challenges calls 8.
they do look even better than normal. I don't know if that is
Yes.
the crowd, you know, what exactly it is. Obviously, home support does have a massive impact and a positive impact. But when you look at some of the results from the Chinese players at home, they seem to have that extra level.
Of course, the China Masters that I'm talking about dates back to when it was a Grand Prix, then it became a Super Series, then it became a Grand Prix Gold. Oh, that's what a very, very peculiar challenge.
Unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. Saxova, 9-all.
And now, of course, it's a World Tour
Play.
event. So it's gone through different phases, and I think when it was a Grand Prix and then again when it was a Grand Prix Gold, there weren't so many players from
Saxova,
abroad.
9.
There was more home players taking part, and therefore Chinese players did tend to dominate more.
Good
Saxova,
return there from Christiansen.
10-all.
Just held it, waited for Zheng Siwei to sort of make a move and then put it in the corner. Held his base up high. Easy goal.
Nice. And it is the Danes who have the
11-10
advantage
interval.
at the mid-game interval. Albeit just a solitary point advantage. That's a fabulous final shot from Christiansen. So 11-9, second game.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Hey! 11-10. Play.
So 11-10, the advantage to Christiansen and Bøje against the world number ones. Oh, that was a nice idea. Wrong execution.
11-all.
This is where the world number ones, Chris, I always think when they're in a pressure situation, this is where so often they seem to just be able to raise their games. But I suppose that's what defines and definitely is the difference between contenders and champions.
And it's often a a marginal difference. You know, the first game was very, very competitive. Possibly could have gone the other way, but the integral part was at the end. The end of the first game, the Chinese were a fraction better, and the Danes, you know, didn't mean to, but they lowered their level for the game. The amazing thing is the Chinese, they play, you know, it's round after round after round, and when they do have that short patch of where things don't quite work, it is a short patch. You know, they manage to nullify it or rectify it so quickly.
Yeah.
Serve server, 12-13.
Yeah, that Olympic final, when they lost, when they were expected to win, Zheng Shuwei and Wang Yaxiong. Then in international competition, after that, they won their next 12 finals that they contested. It was only earlier this year at the Badminton Asia Championships in Dubai was the first final after 12 consecutive wins in finals. I mean, that just shows character, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that
After the bitter disappointment of not winning the Olympic gold when everybody expected you to win.
Yeah, and 12 finals in a row is ridiculously good.
Yeah.
I mean, it shows how consistent you can be, because even the best in the world, they'll have a blip, or, you know, they'll have a match where they underperform and their opponents just play to a very, very high level. But to win 12 in a row, especially as you said, possibly the toughest defeat of their career, possibly.
Yeah.
Such strength to come back from that.
Oh, that's nicely played from Bøje.
14 all.
And they're back level. Yeah. Kenny Jonasson was happy with that. Straight smash down the line, and Wang Yaxiong committed to the backhand defence.
Great placement, just outside the right hip.
There's the sideways drift coming into play.
16-14.
Wow, this is 4 straight points. Oh, my goodness. Well, even the sideways drift couldn't bring that one back in.
15-16.
So in the blink of an eye, the world number one's back level. It's a difficult balance, isn't it? Because the Danes can't afford to go soft. They've still got to go for it. But if it doesn't work and it's an error like that, it's sort of sense that it's a bit of a gift.
Yep, and this is the incredibly fine balance between performing and underperforming, and it's that finer line at this elite level, because you're exactly right. You can't gift it to your opponents, as in you can't just be passive and let them control you. you've got to take it on, but you take it on too much so, and then you actually create an unforced error. You could say similar to that. You know, Christiansen before then worked the rally well, got himself into a good position. On that one, does he have to try and win it? Great shot, steps in.
I think strings broke, in all fairness, on that shot. So now 4 straight points to the Chinese pair in response to 4 points from the Danes. Yeah. Pressure from the front.
Really good pressure, yeah.
What the please? Serve server.
And Christiansen there.
17-18.
Steps in really well and just a push. Brilliant.
In the center. Thank you.
So just 1 point in it.
17-18.
Wasn't the best of serves, but she got away with it. But only briefly. 2-point advantage and 2 points away from booking their place in the second round. Zheng Wei and Huang. Match point opportunities, 3 of them.
Match point 17.
6 of the last 7 points to the Chinese pair. Yeah, well taken.
Serve 18-20.
Brilliantly taken from Zheng Wei to finish the match. My goodness me, he was sharp on that. 2 straight games, 21-15, 21-18 in just 37 minutes.
Match
Disappointment for the Danes. Delight for the Chinese pair. So they take leave of centre stage. And once again, confirmation, 21-15, 21-18, the margin of the victory for the world number ones, Zheng Wei and Huang. So welcome back to Shenzhen. It is first round action all of today. Our next match is men's doubles and it features Sudirman and Huang of